everybody, it's Rebecca here at Y Mermaids, and it's time for my March wrap-up! Oh my gosh, this year is going so fast! In the month of March, I read a total of 7 things. 7 books? 7 things? Whatever. I read 4 books, 1 audiobook, and 2 graphic novels. I had an average star rating of a 3.5 or 3.5, with 2 2-star reads, 1 3.5-star read, 2 4-star reads, and 2 4.5-star reads. So no 5 stars this month, but I am trying to be slightly pickier when I give a 5-star read. Like, I have to love it, like fly through it. And none of these, that didn't apply to any of these, but they were very, very, very close. 2 of them were. So anyway, let's get into the ratings, the books, the wrap-up, starting with my least favorite first. So the first book I'm going to mention today is The 52nd by Dela. This book was sent to me from the author for an honest review, and I have already done that honest review. I posted it last week, and you're welcome to check it out up here for more information. But it's basically, Twilight with an Aztec Mayan spin on it. So I really liked the concept, but not so much the writing or the story. So for more information, check out my review. Next 2-star read I read was Level Up by Luen Yang. I don't know if I said that right, but anyway. I read another graphic novel of his earlier this year, which was American Born Chinese, which I ended up really liking, but this one kind of fell flat for me in a lot of ways. It's a graphic novel about a boy who just wants to play video games, but his dad wants him to go to college, and so he's trying to honor his dad, and it's kind of the story about like what it is to be a youth in today's world and to follow your dreams and stuff. But it didn't really resonate with me, and I just didn't really connect to the characters, and I just was not a fan of it like I thought I would be. I thought it was being about video games, and then it wasn't. It was about how he became a doctor. Like, ugh, boring. Just wasn't what I wanted. My 3.5-star read for this month was Rizzuko by David Kudler. I was also sent this book for review from the author, and I actually really enjoyed this one. I have a full review coming. It's not finished yet, but it is coming. And so this one is about a girl in feudal Japan who really likes to climb things. She's really good at climbing, and she gets kind of brought to this school for assassins, or for female samurai warriors, or kinochi, which if you think, I kept thinking of Kinochi warriors from Avatar, which made me like really excited, and I think that's kind of what it's based on. So I did really enjoy it. The only reason that I gave it 3.5 stars is because I couldn't really tell if it was middle grade or YA, and I did have a harder time relating to the characters, but this is an arc, so I'm hoping that some of those issues do get resolved in the final version, and yeah, I did really enjoy it. I have a full review coming up shortly. My 4-star reads, I have another graphic novel, which is Miss Marvel Volume 1, No Normal, by Willow Wilson and Adrian Alphona, or yeah, I think so. And Miss Marvel is basically the story of a Pakistani-American girl who gets superpowers and becomes Miss Marvel, and she's a shapeshifter. I didn't really love the story. It was kind of hard to follow at times, but it's a typical origin story. She's struggling with different things, but I really loved the diversity in it. I mean, you can check out my Diversity in Marvel video that I did on Monday. Yay! But Miss Marvel is definitely a step in the right direction, and I look forward to reading the future installments of it. My other 4-star read this month was A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan, and this is more of a vignette style short story collection of this cast of characters who all kind of are interconnected, which I love those kind of stories of interconnected narratives that take place across time, back and forward, and trying to figure out how they're all related. I love that kind of thing, and so I really enjoyed that part of it. It also discusses the idea of time and growing older and death and looking back and how things change and growing up, and it's parts of it are hard to take as someone who is growing up and going through a lot of these changes and life changes and whatnot. Part of it was difficult for me, but I did really love the exploration of this topic and of this theme, and I thought the characters were all really well-rounded and unique and different, and some they were flawed. You don't love all of them, or you like them in one short story, and then the next couple chapters later you like hate them because you see a different side. It's all about how different people perceive you and how things change, and I just thought it was in the format of it is really brilliant, but it's parts of it kind of were tough to take in, which is why I only gave it 4. Now on to my 4.5 star reads. The first one was my audiobook for the month, which was Creativity Inc. by Ed Catmull with Amy Wallace, and he is the guy, one of the 3 guys who created Pixar. I love Pixar, I love Disney, and so I've been wanting to read this for a while. It was on audiobook from the library, so I checked it out. I loved it. A cute old man narrates it, and I just like could listen to it all day. It's not just a memoir though, it's also a business book about how to foster creativity in a workplace environment. It made me really want to work at Pixar, so that's part of the reason why I only gave it 4.5, is because I'm jealous that I don't work there, and then also because part of it was a little bit too much like I can't relate to it because I don't run a business, but some of the ideas that he put forth, like I'm gonna use in my classroom because they were so brilliant and so smart and just like really creative, and they help with creativity. But it also does tell the history of Pixar and how Pixar was created and formatted and how all these ideas came to light, and I thought that was just really inspirational, really interesting and entertaining. So you've got a lot to learn from Ed Catmull. I mean, he created Pixar, right? Pixar. I love Pixar. So I really enjoyed this. It took me a while to read it. I think the old man was just kind of slow at reading it, but I really enjoyed it. So anyway, if you like Pixar and you like Disney animation and you also want to know what it's like to work in a creative environment or how to better create a creative environment, then this is definitely a good book for you. Even if you're only one of those things, it's still good for you. And finally, my last 4.5 star read, or last really read of the month, even though it was the first one that I finished, whatever, was A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. The second book in the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy series that I'm really loving. Actually, I think I might have liked this one more than the first one. I feel like it kind of went a little bit faster at times, and I love the introduction of the new characters. I loved the development of the older characters, or the characters we already know. I thought that the big magic battle was like super awesome, the tournament, and devastating, and I was terrified for a while there about what was gonna happen. And so I'm really loving the series, and I cannot wait for the third book. It needs to be here like now. Those are all of the books that I read in the month of March. I did start Career of Evil by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. I started that at the end of the month, and I'm a little over halfway through it at this current point, but I didn't finish it in time for the wrap-up. So that's coming next month. It was half in March, but half in April too. So we'll do it in April. Anyway, let me know what you read this month, if you've read, what your thoughts are on any of these, and if you want more information, just let me know. And anyway, yeah, that's it for me today. I'll see you next time.